Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Welcome to the Health and Wellness Show. We have my co-host, Sister Stacy. She's going to discuss the vagus nerve, the body's reset button. I present to you all Sister Stacy.
Grand Rising, Elizabeths and Elizabros.
Grand Rising.
I am so excited to be here today to talk about this most powerful topic. And today we're talking about one of the most powerful healing systems in our body. And that's the vagus nerve. And what amazes me is that most people have never even heard of it.
Right.
Yet it has been quietly working behind the scenes your entire life. Imagine that. When your heart starts racing because you received unexpected news, it's working. When your stomach tightens, just imagine that, before a difficult conversation. When you lay down at night and your body was exhausted, but your mind would not slow down. That was your nervous system. Your nervous system at work. That was your vagus nerve involved in that response. So I'm going to share my screen and I'll just continue on a little bit. Let me go and bring this up. Let me hit share first. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. The vagus nerve is not just anatomy. It's not just a medical term. It's your body's safety switch. It is the communication line between your brain and your heart, the communication line between your brain and your gut, your brain and your immune system. And every second of every day, it's asking one simple question: are we safe? Now just think about that for a moment. If your body does not feel safe, it does not prioritize healing. It must feel safe in order to prioritize healing. It prioritizes survival. And survival mode changes everything. Your heart rate increases, your blood pressure rises, your digestion slows down, inflammation increases, stress hormones flood the bloodstream. Not because your body is broken, but because your body is protecting you. That's why I call the vagus nerve the body's reset button. When it's functioning well, the vagal tone is strong. Your body can exhale when it's functioning well. Your heart rhythm becomes flexible. Your digestion improves. Your immune system calms down. Your thinking becomes clearer. Imagine that. Your emotional response softens. You recover faster from stress as well. And the word recover is powerful. Just think about that. The word recover is powerful because stress itself is not the problem. Staying stuck in stress is the problem. And most people today are not running from danger, but their nervous system thinks they are. When you think about bills you have to pay and deadlines you have to meet and all of your health concerns that you deal with, family responsibilities, constant notifications, breaking news stories all the time, it's totally non-stop. And when the stress is non-stop, the reset button never gets pushed. So the body stays in low-level stress mode. And over time, that looks like this: high blood pressure, digestive problems, chronic inflammation, anxiety, fatigue, feeling wired but exhausted. Imagine that. And what do? We end up chasing the symptoms. We treat the heart. We treat the stomach. We treat anxiety. But we rarely ask one simple question. What state is the nervous system in? Because if the nervous system never feels safe, the body never fully heals. So many people are walking around today thinking something is wrong with them. Why can't I calm down? Why is my blood pressure elevated? Why does my body feel tense all the time? And what if, just what if, nothing is wrong with you? What if your body is simply protecting you for years? What if your nervous system has been doing exactly what it was designed to do, just without a break? What if exhaustion, the tension, the inflammation is not failure, but simply survival? And survival is not where you were meant to live. Just think about that. That's not where we're meant to live. You are designed to return to peace. Now, who wouldn't want a little peace in their life? Who wouldn't want a lot of peace in their life? Our bodies are designed to return to peace. And that pathway back to that peace is not complicated. Just think about it for a minute. It's not outside of you. It's not mystical, and it's not reserved for a select few. It's already built into your body. It's sitting there waiting to be pushed. And the pathway has a name, and it's called the vagus nerve. So let's talk about what it actually is, because once you understand it, once you understand what the vagus nerve is, you will start to see your symptoms differently. The vagus nerve is the body's reset button. One second. I'm trying to move it forward. Now, why won't it move forward? Oh, that's not good. What is the vagus nerve? The cranial nerve. It's cranial nerve number 9. The longest nerve in the body. And if you look at the diagram, you will see the cranial nerve, the longest nerve in the body, and how it extends down. It connects the brain to the heart. It connects the brain to the lungs, and it also connects the brain to the heart. So the vagus nerve, like I said, is the longest nerve in the body. It starts with the brainstem and it travels down through the neck, into the heart, into the lungs, the digestive organs, the liver, the pancreas, and the intestines. It is the primary nerve of what we call the parasympathetic nervous system, the system that's responsible for rest, repair, and recovery. Now, don't forget that. Parasympathetic means rest, repair, and recovery. This is the healing mode that is in. Why does that matter? It matters because it controls your heart rate, it regulates your digestion, it impacts breathing, and it influences mood and inflammation, and also your immune response. We don't want to forget the immune response. The nervous system is dysregulated. If the nervous system, is dysregulated, the body cannot function optimally. When the vagus nerve is strong, the body is resilient. It can take on some stuff. But when it's weak, we feel overwhelmed, we feel inflamed, and we also feel exhausted. Fight or flight versus rest and digest. Now look at this diagram here where we have fight or flight. Look to the left of this. The whole thing really is a fight or flight. You perceive a threat, right? Once you perceive a threat, what happens? That brain activates an alarm, the amygdala, the hypothalamus. So we're going to get into a little bit of the anatomy and the physiology. And so when that happens, your pupils in your eyes dilate, they get big. Your skin increases, you're sweating, the sweating on your skin, your lungs, you start breathing fast. Have you ever been in one of those situations where something scared you all of a sudden and you'd be like you scared me, or whatever. It could be like the picture here. If you perceive a tiger, if you're being chased by a dog or whatever happens, your breathing quickens, your heart pumps faster, your muscles tense up, your liver releases glucose, your adrenal gland releases adrenaline and cortisol. And then your digestion does what? It pauses. It just pauses. So the sympathetic nervous system, which is opposite of the parasympathetic nervous system, is the stress mode. The parasympathetic nervous system is the healing mode. The vagus nerve activates calm. So there are two major branches of your nervous system. Like I said, one is the fight or flight and one is the rest and digest. The problem is modern life, what we go through every day, keeps us in fight or flight. Those constant emails will keep you in fight or flight. Those deadlines that we have to reach, and the bills and the trauma and the news and all of that kind of stuff, everything that's going on in our life constantly keeps us in that fight or flight. And that's not the space we want to live in. So what is vagal tone? So in the parasympathetic system, the vagal tone measures the nervous system flexibility. How flexible is that tone? How toned up is it? The high tone equals resilience, and the low tone equals chronic stress. So the vagal tone refers to how well your vagus nerve responds. Think of it like this, a muscle. You have good muscle tone. If you have good muscle tone, it's stronger. It's stronger and it performs a lot better when the muscle tone is strong. We know how if we work out and we get our muscles together, our muscle tone is going to be stronger. We're going to be able to walk around better and move around better and get up and do things better. The vagal tone means that it's faster when you have high vagal tone. It means that you'll have faster stress recovery. So if you're stressed out, you'll be able to recover from it faster. You'll have better emotional regulation. Your emotions get all out of whack, you'll be able to regulate them a lot better. Stronger immune balance. Now, everybody wants their immune system to be balanced. And then you'll have a healthier heart rhythm. But if you have low vagal tone, it means your system is struggling to calm itself down. We don't want to live in that space of struggle. So the signs of low vagal tone, we talked about it a little bit, anxiety, oh goodness. Digestive issues. Yeah, some people can't go to the bathroom for days. And that may be one of the reasons why. Sleep problems. If you're having sleep problems, you may want to look at your vagal tone, how your vagus nerve is working. High inflammation and fatigue. Feeling wired, but tired. Imagine that. You're feeling all wired, but you're tired as a dog, and you have difficulty calming yourself down. These are not random symptoms. We have to think about it. This is not something random, because a lot of times we will get used to feeling this way because we're just used to feeling that way. So it's not random symptoms. They often reflect a nervous system overload. And when you have a nervous system overload, you're going to have all of these signs and symptoms. And this is why stress affects digestion and why the gut health affects your mood. So communication channel, if you can look at this way, you can see how the communication channel is from the brain-gut connection. You can see the blood flowing from the brain going into our hormones and the hormones going into the gut. And you can also see from the brain, the vagus nerve. All of those nerve endings in this little circle right here, you can see the nerves and how those nerves are connected to the gut. Those nerves are neurotransmitters sending signals or signaling molecules in the gut, causing the gut to slow down and not work properly. 70 to 90% of the signals travel from the gut to the brain. And your microbiome, which is your gut health, influences your mood. Have anybody ever thought about that? Like, sometimes when we're hungry, our mood gets influenced. But if your microbiome is unbalanced because your gut health is in the trash can, then it's going to influence your mood. Stress also disrupts digestion. It actually does. So the vagus nerve and inflammation, you can see this. Look at these little bugs. These are little bugs they show sometimes when they're doing an illustration on how this activates the anti-inflammatory pathway. So here you have a virus here. The virus is trying to get into your bloodstream. It's the antigen presenting cell, as you can see, the first one up here. And then that's the virus ID. And then the virus ID goes to look for T helper cells because it wants some attention. It wants to dial it down. The T helper cells are supposed to help you because it doesn't want that in your body. And so here if you have an antibody there, it tries to fight the antibody. This is what we call an immune response. This is how our body responds to inflammation. And so it activates the vagus nerve and inflammation, activates anti-inflammatory pathway, helps regulate immune response, and chronic stress increases inflammation. The vagus nerve regulates inflammation through what is called anti-inflammatory pathway. To say it again, when it's activated, it sends signals that help calm the immune response. When it's underactive, inflammation can rise unchecked, and we won't even know what's happening. Chronic stress suppresses the vagal nerve function, which increases inflammatory signaling. You don't want to increase inflammatory signaling because signaling, I can't even say it right, inflammatory signaling. That's not a good thing to happen in your body. So you want to make sure that you keep that immune response down. The vagus nerve and heart health. Ooh. So it supports healthy heart rhythm, okay? It improves your heart variability. And the heart variability rate is a marker of resilience, depending on what that rate is. The vagus nerve directly influences the heart rate. I know for a long time for me, and I don't know why, and I don't know if it was because the vagal tone was decreased, that my heart rate always stayed at a low heart rate. Like they would say my heart rate would be the heart rate of somebody who exercised a lot. Because when you exercise a lot, you give your heart all of this energy, your muscle in your heart gets stronger and stronger, and the stronger your heart gets as an athlete or runner, their heart rate is going to be a lot lower than a typical person's heart rate. Well, my heart rate was always staying low, which is called bradycardia. Some people can have tachycardia where the heart rate is high, but mine was always low, but I would never know it unless I actually took my heart rate. Sometimes my heart rate was 48. The normal heart rate is between 60 and 100. Mine would be 48, 49, 51, 52. and I would never know it. I would never have any symptoms knowing it. And that's how an athlete would feel. They wouldn't know it. But some people can tell if their heart rate is low if they have dizziness or they feel weak and faint and want to lay down and go to sleep. And so that's the difference between whether your heart rate is low and you have good vagal tone and your heart rate is low and you don't. You will feel the symptoms of it. So the vagus nerve directly influences the heart. Healthy vagal tone improves heart rate variability, which is the marker of resilience and cardiovascular health. Low vagal tone has been associated with higher cardiovascular risk. This is why calming the nervous system isn't just emotional. You can't think of it as being an emotional thing. It's not just emotion, it's cardiac. Think about that. It's not emotional, it's cardiac. You can gently tie this to stress and blood pressure awareness. Moving on. Modern day life and nervous system overload. We talked about that a little bit. Chronic or constant stimulation, trauma, and chronic worry. How many of us are worry warts? I worry sometimes, but I'm not a worry wart. I know how to back it off. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And then a lack of deep rest can also be a problem as well. So constant notifications, artificial light, keeping our phone lights on all the time, emotional stress, information overload. I make sure I do not do that information overload. I can't handle it. The news all the time, bad news. If we turn on the TV right now, you're talking about some bad news, we'll be a constant fight or flight all the time. Information overload. Our nervous system were not designed for that pace. It's too much. Your nervous system like, whoa, wait a minute. It's just too much. Without intentional resets, something that you're going to do intentionally, without that intentional reset, the vagus nerve becomes underactive. Who wants an underactive vagus nerve with the information that you're being given? So these are some kind of ways that people use to activate the vagus nerve. Have you guys ever heard of a vagal maneuver? Have anybody ever heard the fact that, like, say somebody, and this may sound a little graphic, but it's real life and it happens. Somebody is constipated and they're trying to use the bathroom, and they're on the commode and they're trying to use the bathroom, and they're pushing. And they push down and they're just trying to get their digestive system to move and get moving. And they get lightheaded and they can actually get dizzy and fall out and faint because of that vagal nerve. When it's stimulated like that from that pressure, can cause you to fall out. And that's
sweating.
You be sweating. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They start sweating and they be like, oh, I'll be on there like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, you having these sweats and these cold feelings in your body, and you're just really feeling like, what's going on? That's your vagus nerve had just been stimulated a little bit too much. Just a little bit too, well, a lot of bit too much. But these are some of the natural ways to stimulate your vagus system. Deep breathing. Now, we heard Danielle say the other day that when she was, going through the virus that she had, the flu, and the only way she could get her heart rate to come down and her blood pressure to come down was to deep breathe, because she had nothing else with her. She had nothing else to hold on to. So she had to take the tools that she needed to bring her blood pressure down. And she tried it and it worked. Deep breathing, cold exposure. Now, who gonna jump in a pool of cold water? I used to hate that when I used to go swimming a lot. I love going to the pool, to get in the pool. This one pool that I go to, they have really warm water. So I loved going there. But if you go to a pool that have cold water and your body temperature have to adjust to getting into that water because your body temperature is 90 something, and now you finna jump into some real cold water. Well, when you do that, that is a way to stimulate the vagus nerve. singing and humming or gratitude practices, just saying what you're grateful for. And then fix, which is a 9-hour activation supplement, which I'll talk about in a little bit here. So the simple natural tools that activate it, like I said, gargling. Can you imagine that? Gargling, putting something gargling in your mouth, that can activate it. Just putting cold water on your face also can do the same thing. Prayer and meditation. Now we know that's good for that. How about a good old laugh? That can also activate your nervous system. And safe social connections. Anybody had any social connections that would just wear them out? Being around people that suck the life and the energy out of you. That kind of social interaction, of social connection, is something that we need to keep ourselves away from. So the vagus nerve responds to the rhythm of safety. Now we're here at slide 12. So this is one of the exercises you can do. It's a breathing demonstration. And I do it a lot, especially at night when I feel like if I get up at night from my, sleeping and I feel like I can't go back to sleep. If I do this, it helps me go back to sleep a lot quicker. You can just, inhale for 4 seconds. And you hold it and you exhale. You want the exhalation to be longer than the inhalation for 6 seconds. And you repeat that for 2 minutes. The longer exhale activates the vagus nerve. Because when you're exhaling, you can imagine doing that. You're pushing down and activating that vagal nerve. Vagus nerve stimulation. Now, I know nobody's going to do this and this is not something that I'm telling anybody to do, to go out and get a vagal nerve stimulation, because you're definitely going to have something from your doctor to do this, or, you want to check with your doctor before you do something like this, because it's non-invasive, but it's a device that you have to wear to stimulate. Who wants to hold on to a device all the time to keep stimulating your vagal nerve? You want to do things that are natural, that come natural, that your body responds to well naturally. And when it responds to well naturally to that, it helps you a lot more than having to rely on certain kinds of stimulation devices. They are typically used in clinical settings, and they should be discussed, like I said, with your healthcare provider. So this is it's educational. It's not like a medical directive. That's not what I'm asking anybody to do. Anybody have any questions so far? Nope. Okay, let's move on.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Stacy, when a person is dealing with thyroid, and I think, is it hyper, is that when the heart is running real fast, and then hyperthyroid, and what is the other one? Lower?
Hyper and
hypo. Is that connected to I guess the vagus is letting you know something is wrong, right? That's what the nerve is doing.
The vagus nerve is connected to everything and how your body works, everything. So Deitra may be able to speak a little bit on hypo and hyperthyroidism.
Well, I can speak a little bit because I was, the doctor told me I was hypothyroid. I had a hypothyroid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the issue with the vagal nerve is new to me. This is new information, so I don't know how to tie it in yet. But anybody else on the call know anything about the connection?
Yes, one thing that you can do, also go to, Stacy, you can go to ChatGPT and put in the benefits of it when you activate the vagus nerve, and you'll be very interested in what it has to say also.
Okay, so we're going to do that when we finish this. When we finish this presentation, we'll go to the benefits, and I'll turn the screen over to you, Queen, and then you can go in and ask ChatGPT that. Do you mind doing that for me?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. You do it so well. That's why I asked you. So yeah, let's move on. Your body was designed to heal. So that's the main purpose that I'm trying to get out to you. The vagus nerve is your reset pathway. It regulates the nervous system daily, all day. And so what we want to do is experience that shift in your body resetting itself. Let's go to.
I have one more question.
Oh, go ahead.
Can that nerve be damaged?
Yes, any nerve in your body can be damaged. That pathway, it's the longest nerve, and if you look at it, it's connected to a lot of different things in your body, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your pancreas. It's connected to a lot of things. And if you have some kind of damage along that pathway, then yes, it can be, things can be affected. Definitely can be affected.
Can it be corrected?
Yes, it can be.
Okay. Or healed or whatever.
So I'm not going to use the word healed in this.
Right.
There's a way that pathway can be, how can I say it, stimulated and allow your body to heal itself the way it was designed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So people who may benefit from the support of the vagal nerve or vagal tone include those experiencing chronic stress, digestive issues or digestive imbalances, inflammation. And we know a lot of people experience inflammation, and so a lot of people experience inflammation, they don't even know they're experiencing it because they're so used to feeling a certain way. Cardiovascular concerns is one, anxiety and fatigue. So I want to introduce something that is a natural supplement, which is called Fix. And Fix is a supplement that only has 2 ingredients in it. And it's called mature hops. You know, the hops that they put in beer that's made from a barley? The hops that they put in beer, it's a little bit different from that hop. It's a mature hop, and it's mature hop extract. And what it actually does is activate the vagus nerve. And it can help, if you can read these, it can help with activating the vagus nerve, reducing stress and inflammation, improve cognitive function, improve gut health, improve skin health, better sleep, better mood, more energy. Who wouldn't want more energy? And improving your cardiovascular health. That is so important because if the ticker not working, ain't nothing working. It improves mental clarity and focus. It helps to balance hormones. Now, you know, if the hormones get out of whack, a lot of different things can go on in your body. And what you were mentioning, Queen, the thyroid, the thyroid is a hormone. So if it can stimulate the hormone in your thyroid, it can balance this. And that's what this does. It balances hormones, all of your hormones. We have a lot of hormones. How many hormones we have, Sister Deitra?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, and I do want to actually study that and find the answer to that question for you and for the group.
It's a lot.
I don't know at this point.
We have a lot of hormones. We have a thyroid hormone, parathyroid hormone. Women have the hormone of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol is a hormone. What else is a hormone? A lot of hormones we have in our body. And it helps to balance all the hormones. It helps to balance your blood sugar. Insulin, there we go, is another hormone.
It sure is.
It helps balance the nervous system. It puts the body in what we call homeostasis. Does anybody know what homeostasis is?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The body actually comes to a stable center. And so everything comes in line. So homeostasis is great for the
Yes,
body.
yes. Your body is in the state, the stasis that it's supposed to.
Right.
It helps burn stubborn fat. And I've been using this for like 3 weeks. And Keisha saw me yesterday. She's like, girl, you look like you're losing weight. I said, I'm losing inches. And when I can actually feel on my sides where I'm losing inches, my side, I got dents. I got a waistline. There are dents in my side now where there weren't. It was puffy. So it does help burn stubborn fat. And it's really, really easy to use. And I can demonstrate right here. I have a glass of water right here, and that's all it takes. And this is what I use. The dropper here, you just put 1.2 ounces in your dropper, but there is an easier way too. You can pick whichever way you want. It comes in this little thing right here as well. And you just take it and you just put it over your water and you just squeeze it in your water. And when I tell you, it has no taste at all. You can put it in any drink you want to put it in and just drink it down. It doesn't even matter what kind of drink you put it in, but you just take it and drink it down. And when I say no taste, there's no taste at all in this. And so if anybody wants to experience this, I put in the link and I'm giving out free samples. Go ahead, Deitra.
Okay, thank you. When you're drinking it, is there a time frame to drink it down? Or can you drink on it all day if you need to?
Well, it's only 1.2 ml. So what I would suggest is that you just put it in a small amount of liquid.
Okay.
Just a small amount. I had about this much. You can just put it in a small amount of liquid and just drink it down.
Okay.
You could take it once or twice a day, but I would advise to once a day until you know how it works. I take it at night because it helps me with sleep.
Okay.
I mean, I've been dreaming a lot lately. Remember last time when I had the conversation about sleep, the last class I did on sleep. I had started that then, and I'm telling you, I had some vivid dreams. Y'all know that really emotional dream I told y'all I had a long time ago? Well, I've been having a lot of dreams lately because I'm in that restful sleep. And I've never dreamed so much in my life. And it's good to know that you're in that restful state of sleep. But in the chat, if you guys will click on the link in the chat and go and look at the first video. After looking at the first video, if you want a sample, just go through the first video is step number 1. If you want the samples, go through all the steps and fill out your name, and I will send you some samples of this. And so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now. And Queen, if you can go ahead and open up Chat GPT. Hold on. Stop share. Are we all back together?
Yes.
Awesome. So open up Chat GPT and ask them that question. Do you remember what the question was?
No.
Rodney, what is that question?
Was it about the thyroid or something?
No.
It a thyroid. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And any other questions we can ask ChatGPT because it's going to tell us a lot of information. That's my link you clicked on.
Right. Mm-hmm. Ah, isn't that cute?
Okay.
Let me see here. I want a new project. I
So
think
the question you're going to ask, when you activate the vagus nerve, what is the benefit for thyroid?
VAGUS.
Yes.
Well, something is saying about what I'm writing. Okay, let me just go right here. You activate. I'm spelling Vegas wrong or something.
No, it ain't. It's not.
No,
It's
that's
right.
right.
Just don't recognize it.
How does it, what?
How does it
Benefit.
benefit the thyroid? And I'll read it. Good question. Let's break this down clearly. The vagus nerve is the main highway of the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest, regulate, restore system. Okay, move it down a little bit. No, the other way.
Right here.
Your thyroid is highly sensitive to stress signals. So when the vagus nerve is activated properly, it indirectly supports thyroid function in several powerful ways. It lowers chronic stress, is huge for thyroid health. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol. High cortisol suppresses THS, which is a thyroid stimulating hormone. It reduces the conversion of T4 to T3, which is your active thyroid hormone. It can increase, reverse T3, the inactive form. So activating the vagus nerves lowers cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It shifts your parasympathetic mode, shifts you into parasympathetic mode, which is rest and digest. It allows a healthier thyroid hormone signaling. If someone has normal labs but feels hypothyroid, chronic stress is part of the story. It reduces inflammation. The vagus nerve controls what's called the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway. When activated, it reduces inflammatory cytokines. It calms immune overaction. This is especially important if someone has autoimmune thyroid condition like Hashimoto's and Graves. Inflammation drives autoimmune thyroid damage. Vagotone helps regulate immune response. It improves gut function, and thyroid depends on gut health. The vagus nerve stimulates digestion, improves stomach acid, supports nutrient absorption. Why does this matter? It matters because your thyroid needs iodine, selenium, zinc, iron, and tyrosine. If digestion is weak due to chronic stress, you may not absorb what your thyroid needs to function optimally. It supports hormonal communication. The vagus nerve helps regulate the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the thyroid axis. When your nervous system is balanced, the communication between brain and thyroid is more stable and efficient. So what does this mean practically? Activating the vagus nerve doesn't directly boost the thyroid, but it reduces stress suppression. It decreases inflammation. It improves hormone conversion. It enhances nutrient absorption, and it supports immune balance. That's foundational thyroid support. So ways to activate those thyroids. We already talked about that. So if anybody have any other questions of any other elements that they just want to know if this will help any ailment that you have going on in your body, We can ask ChatGPT right now, and they'll give us all the information that we need to know about whatever ailment.
Okay. Thank you.
Deitra, do you have anything that you want to ask about the vagus nerve?
Well, I know I can do it on my own, but if we have time to do something, I would like to know about MS. How does the vagal nerve assist in healing me from MS?
Okay, so there we go. We'll ask that question.
Always put activate is very important because you have to turn on the switch of the vagus nerve in order to get it to work.
How does the vagus nerve activate?
When you activate the vagus nerve, and then
okay. So
when the vagus nerve is activated, how does it help with MS?
okay. Oh, where I go?
And while we wait, I want to say welcome to those who have joined the call since we started. Welcome.
Thank you for your invitation.
How does it help
with multiple sclerosis?
spell sclerosis? SC.
SCHLEROSIS.
SEL.
It'll probably pick up if you don't spell it right. SCHLEROSIS.
SIS. Back up and spell it SIS.
Thank you.
That's thoughtful question, a thoughtful question. Multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks the protective myelin sheath covering the nerves. The vagus nerve doesn't cure MS, but activating it can support the body in ways that may reduce symptom intensity and flare frequency. Let's walk through how it happens. It reduces inflammation. This is big. MS is driven by inflammation in the central nervous system. The vagus nerve activates something called cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway. I think we talked about that earlier. When stimulated, it lowers inflammation, which is the cytokines. It calms immune overactivation. It signals the body to shift out of stress-driven inflammation. Less systemic inflammation can potentially reduce flare severity, support nervous system recovery, slow immune overdrive. This is one of the main reasons researchers are studying vagus nerve stimulation in autoimmune disorders. It regulates the immune system. MS is immune dysregulation. Chronic stress. It increases inflammatory immune signaling. It makes flares more likely. It worsens fatigue, but the strong vagal tone promotes immune balance. It helps the body shift from attack mode to regulate mode. It's not suppression, it's modulation. It lowers stress, which triggers the flares. The stress is one of the most consistent MS flare triggers. When the vagus nerve is activated, the heart rate slows, cortisol is lowered, which is the stress hormone. The body exits fight or flight. That's the place we do not want to live in. That reduces neurological strain and can stabilize symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, muscle tightness, and it may support neural protection. Wouldn't that be nice? If it could support neural protection, that means it's going to support the pathway that the blockage is there. Emerging from research suggests that vagus nerve stimulation may increase neurotrophic factors, support nerve repair signaling. Wouldn't that be nice? To support the nerve repair signal. Improve blood flow regulation. Again, he says it's not a cure, but supportive and resilience. It helps with MS fatigue. MS fatigue is not just tiredness. It's neurological fatigue. Vagus activation improves the heart rate variability, oxygen efficiency, autonomic balance, and this can improve energy stability over time. So, yeah, the vagus nerve activation is supportive therapy, not replacement for medical treatment. But
yeah, thanks for sharing that.
okay. So, anybody else have any other questions or any other thing they want to ask ChatGPT about a specific ailment?
Hey, Stacy and Deitra, can I say something, please, if I
Oh,
can?
yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my guys, what happened to me, my a guy came from Canada and from Australia, and they was telling me about the product. I didn't have any interest at all. I said, no, I'm not. I'm good. You know, I have a green product. I'm happy about. And when they sat with me about an hour, and they gave me a lot of samples. And I came on, threw them on the table. My wife said, "Oh, I love." My wife crazy about bottles and designs and stuff. She said, "This is really nice." When you use it, I'm going to take the bottles from you. I said, well, whatever, you know. But what happened? Keep in mind, my wife have asthma. She have asthma so bad that her lungs are scarred. They say that it seems that she's been smoking all of her life. My wife have never taken no type of, never smoked a cigarette whatsoever, but her lungs were scarred. And it's so bad that she have to sit up to sleep. She don't lay down. She have to have about 8, 9 pillows, and she have to sit up to sleep every night because when she lay down, the acid reflux trigger her asthma. And so my wife wake up 2 or 3 times in the night just to take medication. And what happened, she just started doing research and she started taking it. And she woke up one morning. She said, "You won't believe this. I slept all night." And I said, "You did?" It did it again. She said, "I'm going to try to lay down tonight." And guess what? She didn't wake up not one time, normally 3 times. And that's when she really started digging in and said, "You know about this vagus nerve?" I said, "No, the guy was talking about it." She said, "You need to understand something that's happening here." And what really got my attention, because I just left the VA, right? When I left the VA, December the 17th, they had said that I have heart issues, something was going on, blockage. And the matter of fact, when I was given the leave, the doctor literally, she touched my arms and she said, "Miss Steps, if I was you, I'd be scared to sleep tonight." And that literally that shocked me. She said if you need to exercise, but when you exercise, make sure you're walking with someone or you're in the gym with someone. You only walk 1.2. That's barely moving. And I said, my God, this is serious. Then what happened, the VA gave me a cup. It's not a regular blood pressure cup. It was attached to a unit, right? Every time I take my blood pressure, it sends signals to the VA hospital that they'll call me and say, you need to take an extra medication because my blood pressure always what 170 over 90, 165 over 87, always high. So they said, Mister Epps, take another medication. They have to monitor it. So and my wife said, "Baby, you need to try this product, right?" I said, "Well, I need to talk to my doctor." She said, "Whatever." She said, "It's all natural, right?" She said, "You didn't talk to your doctor when you eat that chicken the other day, did you?" He said, "Take the product." Right? So guess what? I put it in my I put it in the water, and let me tell you something. I'm in chills. I'm kind of shook up, right? My blood pressure later over 2 weeks' time went down to like 133 over 76. And
Wow.
I said, "Oh my God, what is this?" And we went to a meeting to talk with the guy. And they start telling us in the steps, your body has been stuck in flight or flight. That's why you're going through what you're doing. It's relaxing your arteries. He said, go to ChatGPT and learn what it's doing for you. You guys, this is something we've never seen before. And this is what was disturbing. At that room, it was nothing but them, right? It was nothing but Caucasian, and our brothers and sisters was nowhere around. This is one of the biggest discovery that we ever seen in our lifetime. Keep in mind, every other product on the market only address 1 or 2 issues altogether. This affect your whole entire body. So that's why, the company, I told them about what we was doing. They sent samples for all of you, so you at least get 4 to 6 of them. Stacy has been talking with the one of the guys in the company, and they sent samples. So Stacy wanted to share this with you guys, and I just wanted to share my story. Thanks for letting me share the story, and thanks for
Well,
inviting
thank
me
you.
also.
Thank you for sharing, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Stacy, what you put in the chat is that product?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody go in and click that link. Actually, I want you to get more information than the information that you got from me. And so the first step is the first video. So click on the first video. And if anything interests you, you can keep going on to the end. If you go on to the end, I will send you the samples. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
Thank you, Stacy.
but if anybody is interested in getting the product all together, you can also do that as well. Just let me know. Yeah. Any other questions?
All right. Because I think we're actually on up to the hour here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got about 4 minutes. Good to see you, Thelma. Mama Razia.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for joining, Sharon and Raquel. Thanks for joining. And Michael, thanks for joining. All of the new people. iPhone number 2. I don't know who you are. 555. I think that's Alita, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I think that's Alita, unless somebody else swiped it. And then Kafira, Dr. Kafira.
Thank you, and Sister Lakeisha.
And Michael Gray. Who is Michael Gray?
That is my baby brother.
Oh, okay.
I talked to him in the comment. I don't know how I did it, but I did.
Awesome.
I am so glad.
Welcome to
Raquel. To
Raquel.
this information.
Raquel Smothers.
Well, yeah. Raquel's a friend of mine.
Oh, good.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up like we always do. We are gonna hug ourselves, give ourselves some love. We're gonna activate that nervous system by way of the vagus nerve and stimulate it and get ourselves healthy, keep ourselves healthy. And then we're gonna wrap our arms around the world and bring them in close, share that information with the world because the world needs to hear it, and sprinkle that love to everybody out there. And I want to say thank you all for joining, and peace in.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you.